family responsibilities collide, for example, men may lay claim to the cultural narrative of the good provider. Several male executives who admitted to spending inadequate time with their families consider absence an acceptable price for providing their children with opportunities they themselves never had. One of these men, poor during his childhood, said that his financial success both protects his children and validates his parents' struggles. Another even put a positive spin on the breakup of his family. Looking back, I would have still made a similar decision to focus on work, as I was able to provide for my family and become a leader in my area, and these things were important to me. Now I focus on my kids' education and spend a lot more time with them over weekends. Even the men who pride themselves on having achieved some degree of balance between work and other realms of their lives measure themselves against a traditional male ideal. The 10 minutes I give my kids at night is 1,000,000 times greater than spending that 10 minutes at work, one interviewee said. It's difficult to imagine a woman congratulating herself for spending 10 minutes a day with her children, but a man may consider the same behavior exemplary. Indeed, women rarely view themselves as working for their families the way men do. Men still think of their family responsibilities in terms of breadwinning, whereas women often see theirs as role modeling for their children. Women emphasize, far more than men do, how important it is for their kids, particularly their daughters, to see them as competent professionals. One said, "I think that work is such a big part of who I am. I want my kids to understand what I do. I am a whole being." Many women said that the most difficult aspect of managing work and family is contending with cultural expectations about mothering. One admitted that she stopped working at home after her daughter referred to the Bloomberg network as Mommy's Channel. Another commented, "When you are paid well, you can get all the practical help you need. What is the most difficult thing, though, what I see my women friends leave their careers for, is the real emotional guilt of not spending enough time with their children, the guilt of missing out." Both men and women expressed versions of this guilt and associated personal success with not having regrets. They often cope by assigning special significance to a particular metric, such as never missing a Little League game or checking in once a day, no matter what. "I just prioritize dinner with my family as if it was a 6 p.m. meeting with my most important client," said one interviewee. Another offered this suggestion. "Design your house right. Have a table in the kitchen where your kids can do homework while your husband cooks and you drink a glass of wine." Though expressed as advice, this is clearly her very personal, concrete image of what success at home looks like. Managing technology. Nearly all the interviewees talked about how critical it is to corral their emails, text messages, voicemails, and other communications. Deciding when, where, and how to be accessible for work is an ongoing challenge, particularly for executives with families. Many of them cautioned against using communications technology to be in two places at once, insisting on the value of undivided attention. "When I'm at home, I really am at home," said one. "I force myself not to check my email, take calls, etc. I want to give my kids 100% of my attention. But this also works the other way around, because when I'm at work, I really want to focus on work. I believe that mixing these spheres too much leads to confusion and mistakes." That last point is a common concern. Always being plugged in can erode performance. One leader observed that certain cognitive processes happen when you step away from the frenetic responding to emails. The history of science, after all, is marked by insights that occurred not in the laboratory, but while the scientist was engaged in a mundane task, or even asleep. Another executive pointed out that 24-hour availability can actually hamper initiative in an organization. If you have weak people who must ask your advice all the time, you feel important, but there's a difference between being truly important and just not letting anyone around you do anything without you. Strikingly, some people at the top are starting to use communications technology less often while they're working. Several invoked the saying, "You can't raise a kid by phone," and pointed out that